No one really noticed the old dog at first. He wasn't particularly large or striking, just a dusty brown Labrador mix with greying whiskers, a slight limp in his back leg, and eyes that seemed to have seen 100 winters. Locals called him Rusty, though no one knew his real name or where he'd come from. Rusty arrived at the town's train station one summer morning and took up a place near the third bench just outside the platform gates. He sat quietly, nose pointed at the tracks, as if expecting someone to arrive. Most assumed he was a stray, maybe dumped from a nearby highway. Someone left out a bowl of water. Another brought scraps. The station master, Mr. Collins, let him be. But Rusty wasn't like other strays. Every morning he arrived at exactly 8:15 a.m., a few minutes before the 8:23 commuter train. He sat in the same spot. Didn't beg, didn't wander, just watched the doors open and close. Then he would stay there through the afternoon, quietly alert, waiting through the 3:45 arrival, then the 5:50, and finally, the 7:10. He never got on the train, never chased it, just waited. At first, it was something of a curiosity. A dog with a clock in his head. Tourists took photos. Children tried to pet him. He tolerated it all but kept his eyes fixed on the tracks, as if searching each face that emerged. After a few weeks, the curiosity turned into quiet wonder. It became obvious that Rusty wasn't just waiting for trains. He was waiting for someone specific. Rumours started. Maybe his owner was a commuter who died, some said. He's probably waiting for a soldier, others whispered. I heard he was left behind on accident, and he's been waiting ever since. No one knew for sure. But no matter what was said, the people began to treat Rusty with reverence. A local artist painted him. A bakery started leaving out a small biscuit every morning. Children at the nearby school named him their honorary mascot. Through the seasons, Rusty stayed. In summer heat, autumn winds, winter snow, and spring rain. He only left his spot briefly, to sleep under a nearby awning or drink from the station's garden hose. Otherwise, he was there. His belief never wavered. Even when the trains were late, or the platform was empty, or the sun had long since dipped behind the hills, Rusty kept watching. People began adjusting their routines to say hello. He became a kind of guardian spirit, a living reminder that loyalty still had a place in the world. Then, one morning, Rusty didn't come. At first, they thought he was sick or wandered off, but by the end of the day, Mr. Collins found him lying peacefully under the bench, curled into himself like he was sleeping. His heart had finally given in, but his eyes were closed gently, his face calm. The town mourned. A plaque was placed on the third bench. It read, "In honor of Rusty, a soul who waited with love, believed without question, and showed us what faith truly means." But the story doesn't end there. In the weeks after Rusty's passing, something strange happened. Another dog, a young border collie from across town, began visiting the bench. Not daily, but often. She would sniff around, sit quietly, and stare at the tracks, as if sensing the weight of the place. Locals began to believe Rusty's faith had left a mark, not just on the platform, but in their hearts. Because belief, especially in animals, isn't about logic or explanation. It's about feeling, memory, the invisible threads that connect them to those they love. Rusty had no language, no calendar, no reason to believe his person would return. But he did. His life reminded everyone that faith doesn't always need proof. Sometimes it just needs a bench, a quiet heart, and the strength to keep waiting.